Hi everybody, welcome back to From the Anvil. It's time for Opposition Uncovered as West Ham United travels to North London to face Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium on Wednesday evening. This is a place that has not been very just for West Ham over the last few years, especially when you take into account performances not really matching with the results. West Ham has gone to the Emirates three times on the last 3 seasons and lost, despite playing really well. And the reason for those losses have mainly been poor tactical decisions or VAR or something just not going in West Ham's favour. But I don't understand why it is that we go to the Emirates, play really well against Arsenal, dominate them statistically, and then end up losing. Now, my brother's an Arsenal fan, and he's told me Arsenal can't attack properly. Well, neither can West Ham at the minute. West Ham's very flat. Arsenal's very flat. So, you can't really tell me that either team's really going to go at it. I mean, Arsenal's just got the better quality, I'd say, and is now fighting to take over West Ham and to get into a Champions League place, because that's what Arsenal's needed over the last 2 seasons, to get into the Champions League. But, that just emphasises how important Wednesday's going to be. If West Ham win, they go quite a way bit clear of Arsenal. What I mean by that, I can actually tell you, if West Ham were to win, they go 5 points clear of Arsenal and still stay in the top 4. Overall, December is not a very easy month for West Ham. Last December, we struggled a little bit. I think we only won 1 Premier League game in the whole of last December, in December 2020. We actually played Arsenal in December 2019 and lost 3-1, which was getting towards the end of Manuel Pellegrini's reign. And Mike Arteta had just been appointed as Arsenal boss around that time. And, Arsenal's a team that, well, if I talk about this in a nutshell now, Arsenal's a team that is definitely in a rebuilding phase, but it's not going to ever really get back to what it used to be. The times of when it was Wenger and the Invincibles, Henry, Bergkamp, Vieira, I remember that generation of players. And I don't think they'll ever really get that back. But the thing that I have to say with Arsenal is some of their fans are still living in the past. Without saying names of certain fans, some fans live in the past and say Arsenal can definitely win the Premier League and all that. No, they can't. It's realistically not really going to happen. They have to stabilise the club, get in the right kind of players, and then go from there. What Mike Arteta's doing is he's bringing in his own players, and he's not bringing in players who are like world-class signings, so to speak. It's not like that, but he's bringing in players that he trusts and that he likes, and that are going to work for his team. Arteta's a manager who has been subject to a lot of sitting on the fence with. I know it's his first managerial job. I know it's a lot of pressure because it's a big job managing a club as big as Arsenal and as successful as Arsenal. I get a feeling not a lot of Arsenal fans wanted him as a first-choice manager, but they were willing to give him a chance. He won an FA Cup, and after that they wanted to see where Arteta could take the team, give him 1 full season. The 1 full season saw Arsenal at one stage being in a relegation battle. Losing 4-1 to Manchester City in the League Cup, if I remember correctly. Losing to Burnley as well, which resulted in troops going on an angry rant on Barstool Sports. Arteta is a manager who needed to be trusted in, like I say. Didn't exactly start off the season particularly well, losing 3 in a row, conceding 9 goals and scoring 0. But after that, Arsenal went on an 8-game unbeaten run, before losing 4-0 to Arsenal. 4-0 to Liverpool. Arsenal lost 4-0 to Liverpool, I should say. And since then, things have been a little inconsistent. They've picked up 2 wins in the last 5 games, even though they did keep clean sheets in those 2 games. And fans are still yet to be convinced with Arteta. As an outsider looking in, I think he does need a little bit of time because he has made some really good signings in the transfer window. Players who you wouldn't have really expected him to sign, but he did anyway, and they've been praised quite a lot. But at the same time, Arteta's had to make some pretty brave decisions, one of which is dropping Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang out of the team. Aubameyang's captain, but he hasn't really been showing for it. If anything, Alex Lacazette and Gabriel Martinelli have been class. Martinelli is a player who was frozen out for so long. He was frozen out under Arteta, and I don't know why, but how Martinelli dealt with that was actually pretty level-headed and calmly. He didn't throw his toys out the pram, he just got on with it, really. Arteta has since put Martinelli in the team. Martinelli looks absolutely quality for a young lad, and he's showing why he was calling for that starting place for a long time. There are other players in that team who, are always, do you play him, do you don't play him? Granit Xhaka's been one who's been inconsistent. My brother actually told me he was Arsenal's worst player because he couldn't pass and was just very sloppy. Xhaka was actually initially appointed captain and was then stripped of it. He's another player who's inconsistent and has caused Arsenal fans a lot of problems. I think, like I say, it's still a work in progress with Arsenal. The fans and the players have got to get real about what's going to happen. Arsene Wenger was there for 22 years and he created an unbelievable legacy at Arsenal. It wasn't exactly a dream ending for him, but I feel like he was in a way driven out of the club by the fans. And because of the fact that Arsenal's failed to reach the Champions League really ever since Wenger left, fans are now starting to maybe regret a little bit getting rid of Wenger. Although it probably was his time to go, and the fact that he couldn't take the club any further, it's the way that that the fans may have played a role in driving him out of the club that is not really agreeable with. But Arteta's now as manager. He's signing some decent players in. He's trying to find a good system. He's made a lot of brave decisions along the way, like I say, but he wants them to pay off and he wants to get Arsenal higher up the table. The board puts a lot of faith in him. The fans always putting under a lot of pressure, and he's just trying to silence them. Whether it be with wins or with big wins against rival teams, he's trying to silence them. But it is a difficult job, so I do kind of feel for him in a way. As for the three players that I have chosen as the ones to watch, the first one is going to be Kieran Tierney. Reason being, I thought he was quality in the game against Everton. I thought he was absolutely quality in the game against Manchester United, even though they lost. I was impressed with him in the game against Southampton last weekend, which Arsenal won 3-0. Tierney's part of a Scotland side that's very much improving. Mind you, David Moyes spoke about this with David Tanner in around November last year. Ian Moyes talked about how the Scotland squad's got a lot of young talents who are really impressing in the Premier League, and Kieran Tierney was one name that was mentioned. Quality player. His crossing and his ability to find players in the box are really, really good. He's a really good example of a versatile and attacking left-back. Second player I'm going to talk about, Aaron Ramsdale. Now, when Aaron Ramsdale signed for Arsenal from relegated Sheffield United, I thought, geezer's absolute pony, he's not going to do anything really good there. What's the point of signing him? Jokes. He's made everyone eat the words. I'll tell you why. Because Ramsdale has been a saving grace as the last line of defence. He's kept 7 clean sheets in the Premier League this season. He kept a clean sheet in Arsenal's last 3 home games, actually. He's a player who West Ham was interested in signing, And I was just thinking about it then. Someone did say to me, Aaron Ramsdale is crap and all that. We're saying that he's crap, but it might just because he had a crap defence at Sheffield United. And I can now see why that people, I can see why people say it. I'm like, yeah, okay. Maybe that is the reason why. Why? Because he's not exactly been everyone's cup of tea in terms of a signing, but he's really shown why he wants to play for Arsenal and why he deserves to start over Bernd Leno. And the third player I'm going to talk about is in-form Norwegian international midfielder Martin Odegaard. I remember when Odegaard signed for Real Madrid and everyone said he was the next biggest prodigy in football. He hasn't really had a lot of stability in his career. He's not had somewhere where he can stay for a long term. and actually build something and build a real connection with the fan base. When he was at Real Madrid, he was always shipped off on loan, and usually it was the Netherlands where he went to play his football. Now he's at Arsenal. He signed a long-term contract, having spent the second half of last season on loan at the Emirates. He has been excellent in his last 3 games. He's scored 3 in a row, 3 goals in 3 games. He's known for his dribbling ability, his ability to shoot with his left foot as well. He can play with 2 feet when he runs. Odegaard's a very creative, skilled, and bright player. 23-year-old lad as well, who is showing all of those critics and members of the media why he was considered a bright European talent. Arsenal is a good club for him, and it was a class signing by them to get him in. I just used to know him, like I say, from when he was at Real Madrid. And I just thought, oh yeah, he's known because he came on to replace Cristiano Ronaldo in the game. But it's now Arsenal. He's become a really important player for that team. And well done to him for scoring in his last few games and excelling now in the Premier League. As for a player who played for both, well, Claude from Arsenal Fan TV, well, the late Claude Caligari, should I say, may he rest in peace, said to West Ham Fan TV that West Ham was like, quote, a retirement club for Arsenal players. One such player that he referred to was left-back Nigel Winterburn. Nigel Winterburn spent 13 years at Arsenal, playing there from 1987 to 2000, and made 440 appearances for the Gunners. After he left Arsenal, he spent 3 years at West Ham United, where he played 82 games and scored 1 goal. He retired at the age of 39 years old in 2003. He's now a pundit for BT Sports. Arsenal fans will consider Winterburn a club legend, but he wasn't as such at West Ham. Arsenal fans liked Winterburn. He was a great left-back, part of a really good defence with players such as Tony Adams, but he's now a pundit, of course. West Ham fans, I wouldn't really call Nigel Winterburn a legend at West Ham. From fans that I've spoken to, they don't really give him that title, but he was a very good player back in his day, that is for sure. As for my score prediction, I want to start off by saying that I hope West Ham makes some serious changes to the team and consider starting players such as Nikola Vlasic. I know people slagged off Vlasic and saying that he's crap, he's just a squad player who was signed for nearly £30 million. No, I actually want Vlasic to be given more of a chance because I'm really impressed with his energy. I was impressed with his dribbling, but he needs a bit more confidence in his shooting ability. Chances against Burnley that he could have taken. There was a chance where he could have latched onto a ball and didn't do it. Vlasic needs a bit more confidence, but that comes with playing and just experiencing more game time. I think Lanzini needs to maintain his starting role in the team. Benrahma does. Those two link up perfectly well together. I don't know what Arsenal's going to do in terms of their team. But what I do think is going to happen is West Ham's probably going to go there, confident, dominate from the first half, and then slack it off in the second half. And unfortunately, because of this, I'm going to have to say, I'm going to push my luck and say a 2-2 draw. And the reason I say 2-2 draw, because both teams have been scoring quite a bit. Well, West Ham haven't, but Arsenal have. West Ham always turns up at the Emirates and then blows it, so I think that's fair enough to say a 2-2 draw is fine. It's fine by me. It's a point. If we go to Emirates and get a point, I'll take that. But my goodness, we've got to get our form back on track. Arsenal needs consistency in its results. West Ham needs to find some winning formula again. So there's a lot to play for on Wednesday night. Both teams are wanting to get into the top 4 and stay there. West Ham's above Arsenal, so that puts more pressure on us to make sure we don't lose. Because that's a team around us that we got to beat. And if we don't get a result, then we could be in a little bit of trouble. Thank you very much for watching Opposition Uncovered. If you liked the video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Take care, everybody, and I will see you all soon.